Acting like the amigos, they never cared in the shows. Wasn't with you at your lows, assuming that you gonna fold. But baby, I've been growing ever since I let you go. And I've been doing better, and I know that hurts to know. Hurts to know. Only good vibes around me, and that's for sure.
All we need good vibes, good vibes. Good vibes, good vibes. Only need good vibes, good vibes. Good vibes, good vibes. Only need good vibes. Good vibes, good vibes, vibes. You see me searching for my inner peace. I've been learning more about myself and my purpose. You've always come to the surface, was hurting, but I had to heal, releasing all the pain that I always held. Been going through some changes, I'll make it still, protecting my soul to keep it real. We need good vibes, good vibes, good vibes, good vibes. Only need good vibes, good vibes, good vibes, good vibes. Only need good vibes. Can't lie. Only need good vibes, good vibes, good vibes, good vibes, vibes.
Welcome everyone. I hope that you are hearing me. Let's do a little sound check. All right, so welcome everyone. And boy, how many hairstyles does she have in this video? Thank you, Eye of the Light. Thank you. Yeah, I swear she has like 5 different hairstyles in the video. It's amazing. Okay, so we're done with that. Welcome everyone. Please hit the like and let's say hello to everyone in here. And please invite all your friends. Tonight we're going to have a special opportunity for everyone to call in, and I'm looking forward to it. We're nearing the end of our Let's Talk Delphi series. I told you that we're going to get to episode 100, and that will be it. So yeah, episode 97. We're very close. So thank you very much. And let's say hello to who is here. So we have Bobby Smith. What's up, Bobby? Hello, everyone. We got Carol on her best behavior. Welcome in, Carol. What's up, Carol? Shout out to Noe Amos. What's up? We got Frenchy6290. What's up, Mr. French? Good to see you. All right. And True Justice. What's up, True Justice? Welcome in. And Carol's reminding you to hit the like as well. Yes, and every lurker, please join the chat. Hey, lurkers, come on. Be a human being. Join the chat. Join with your friends. If you want to listen, just listen. There's not much to see here. I'm just sitting here. So if you're on the listening only crowd and don't want to join the chat, that's understandable too. But if you're watching, you might as well join the chat. That's where the people are. So good to see you. Hey, Dennis McKean. What's up, Dennis? Hello to you. All right, so what I'll do, let's pull this up here. We have a new filing. I'm sure most of you are already familiar with. Don't have much to say about it. As a matter of fact, before we do that, let us do this. Okay, let's see. I'm going to get this together for you. Apologize. All right. All right, here we go. Okay. What the hell? Okay, here we go. Let's do it. Let's see what we got. What is this looking like? Well, let's make it look like this. All right.
Five attorneys for the suspect accused of killing Evan Williams and Libby German in Delphi want the state Supreme Court to get involved again.
They're now asking the court to appoint a special judge to rule on motions that they say the current judge has neglected in the case. Karen Campbell's going over the document. She's in the newsroom now with a look at what this means now for this ever-evolving case. Karen?
Yeah, attorneys for Richard Allen say it's been months since they've heard from the court on two of their requests. And today, attorney Andrew Baldwin filed a formal request asking the Supreme Court to determine if a ruling has been delayed beyond what the state's rules allow. The main issue is Alan Frank's motion. Now, those motions challenge the validity of a search warrant based on newly discovered evidence. Allen's attorneys filed two in March and April. The court came back in May and said both of those motions will be ruled upon and not set for hearing unless necessary. Attorneys said, look, it's been 64 days since the court claimed that it would be ruling on both motions. And here's the question. Did the court take too long to issue a ruling or hold a hearing according to Indiana's trial rules? Now, that rule states if a court does not set a motion for a hearing within 30 days or fails to rule on a motion within 30 days after it was heard or filed, if no hearing was required, that motion will be withdrawn from the trial judge and transferred to the Supreme Court to appoint a special judge. Now, attorneys also argue when the defense filed a motion to ask the judge to recuse herself, they say that only took 14 days for the judge to deny that request.
All right, that's Karen Campbell reporting live from the newsroom tonight. And this is a case that we've been following closely for years, ever since those two teens, Abby and Libby, disappeared more than 7 years ago.
You can see all of our coverage on our website. We made it easy for you to find.
All you have to do is scan this QR code. It's on the screen. It'll take you to the website at
All right, so for some reason that appeared not to work, but maybe you heard it. I hope that you did hear it. Yeah, seemed like a pretty major failure in the most part. I don't know why that did not work on the screen share, but this is what we are looking at, and I'm sure many of you saw it today. Let's see. Okay, so let's read through this very quickly because I don't want to be on it all day. But Determination whether ruling has been delayed beyond the time limitations. Okay. Comes now Richard Allen by and through counsel, respectfully files this PRAECIPE for determination whether a ruling has been delayed beyond time limitations. Okay. Trial Rule 53.1 states, upon filing by an interested party of a PRAECIPE specifically designating the motion or decision delayed, the clerk of court shall enter the date and time of the filing. Okay, record the filing in the chronological case summary, which entry shall also include the date and time of the filing, and promptly forward and copy chronological case summary to the CAO of Indiana Office of Judicial Administration. Okay. Richard Allen is an interested party because he is a party in the case. Richard Allen is the accused or defendant. Okay. All right. What's up, Tammy? What's up, Tammy? What's up, Sweet Caroline? Tammy McRae, Sweet Caroline, Digital. All right, guys. Did you hear it? I hope you heard it well enough. It wasn't working for me. It's pretty disheartening. I had trouble downloading it earlier as well. Let's see if that worked out yet. Let's see. I may be able to play it for you again. All right, so Richard Allen specifically designates the following motions or rulings that have been delayed as follows. Now, here is where it gets important. Okay. Oh, thank you, Tammy. Okay, here's where it gets important. So everyone who's trying to belittle this, I know here's a fact. And the thing is that we have a whole contingent of YouTubers whose sole purpose is to prop up the prosecution, support the state, in other words, defend the family, and totally discount anything that happens in the court of law on the side of actions of the defense team. And that's unfortunate because an attempt to call this as games or as desperate moves by the defense is really ridiculous, because if you were paying attention to the pertinent points that have been occurring in this case since the arrest of Richard Allen, especially a couple of facts. Number one, that these particular items we're going to be looking at today have been delayed unreasonably and against the rules. Okay. Two, that that when the Franks motion was requested and Scrimmon and Labrado were on the case, they were offered the opportunity to have a Franks hearing. And the unfortunate thing is, as soon as Baldwin and Rozzi were placed back onto the case by the Supreme Court of Indiana, that offer for a Franks hearing was retracted. So how likely is it that you would have the opportunity for a Franks hearing with a certain set of attorneys and the same accused? However, for the same defendant and a different set of attorneys, you don't get the Franks hearing. I think that is extremely questionable and concerning. So you have these delays that we're about to read about. You have the fact that the Franks hearing has not been allowed to these attorneys, although it was extended towards Lemon and Scrimmon and Labrado. And then you have, least we forget, the voluminous amount of deleted, missing, disappeared evidence in this case. Okay, that's both exculpatory and potentially inculpatory to other parties. So you take all of that, it's a lot. It is a lot, and any attempt to belittle that, to discount that, or to frame it as games by the defense is really, what's the word I'm looking for? Oh, I can't even find it. It's skullduggery, though. But let's continue here. On March 13th, the accused filed Richard Allen's third Franks notice and request for Franks hearing based upon newly discovered evidence and request for findings of facts and conclusions of law upon any ruling on this request. Said motion is not a repetitive motion as it contains completely new allegations and new information not previously alleged in previous Frank's motions. B, on April 29, 2024, the accused filed defendants Richard Allen's fourth Frank's motion based upon newly disclosed evidence and request for a hearing. Said motion is not a repetitive motion as it contains completely new allegations and new information not previously alleged in previous Frank's motions. Okay. On May 7th, 2024, the court issued a pleading indicating that the defendant's third and fourth requests for Frank's hearing will be ruled upon and not set for hearing unless necessary. Okay. It has been 119 days since the defense filed its third Frank's notice. It has been 72 days since the defense filed its fourth Frank's notice. Okay. And it has been 64 days since the court claimed that it would be ruling on the third and fourth Frank's motions. Okay, keep those numbers in mind. 119 days since the third Frank's, 72 since the fourth Frank's, 64 since the court claimed it would be ruling. The defense, I apologize for that, skipped a page. The defense did file a motion for recusal of the judge on May 17, 2024, and the judge denied said motion on May 31st. That's a total of 14 days from the filing of the motion to the ruling on said motion, because she wanted to. Do you understand? Okay. If I were a defendant, I damn sure wouldn't want a rogue judge who thinks she can do whatever she wants, violate trial rules, etc. There you go. That's why the Supreme Court will be looking at this. Just like they looked at the fact that Baldwin and Rozzi did belong on the case due to various circumstances and the will of Mr. Allen. Even after the 14 days during which the judge could not rule on any motions due to the recusal motion, are factored into the calculation of time determining whether the court has violated the requirement of Indiana Trial Rule 53.1. Both of the Frank's motions would still fall significantly outside of the time requirements mandated under Indiana Trial Rule 53.1. So do you get that? So even if you disregard the 14 days during which she could not rule because of the recusal motion, both the third and the fourth Franks do fall within the time frame which we're about to learn about here in paragraph 9. Indiana Trial Rule 53.1a states the following, quote, in the event a court fails for 30 days to set a motion for hearing or fails to rule on a motion within 30 days after it was heard or 30 days after it was filed, if no hearing was required, upon application by an interested party, the submission of the cause may be withdrawn from trial judge and transferred to the Supreme Court for the appointment of a special judge. Do you get why Tammy said what she just said? Okay. I wouldn't want a rogue judge who thinks she can do whatever she wants, violating Indiana Trial Rule 53.1a. If there is no hearing required on the motions related to the third and fourth Frank's motions, but the court still has not ruled on those motions, even though more than 30 days, but the court has not ruled since even more than 30 days have passed. Okay, so let's go back. Let's look here. I want you to look. And we'll move Bobby. It has been 119 days since the third Frank's notice. It has been 72 days since the fourth Frank's notice. Okay, so 119 sounds like more than 30 days, doesn't it? By 3. Okay, 72 days sounds like more than 30 days, doesn't it? By 2 and then some. Yes, it does. Sounds like we have an issue here. And back to, let's read paragraph 9 and 10 again, just for emphasis. and I will quote, "In the event a court fails for 30 days to set a motion for hearing or fails to rule on a motion within 30 days after it was heard or 30 days after it was filed, if no hearing was required, upon application by an interested party, the submission of the cause may be withdrawn from the trial judge and transferred to the Supreme Court for appointment of a special judge." Okay, so you see what's being asked for here, what's being set into motion. There is no hearing required on the motions related to the third and fourth Frank's motions, but the court has still not ruled on these motions, even though more than 30 days have passed since they were filed. Remember, both double and triple the amount of time required. Okay. 11, it should also be noted that it took trial court 127 days to rule on the first Frank's motion. Okay, remember 30 days, 127 days. Okay, that's 4 times. And then finally ruled on said motion only 4 days after the defense counsel were reinstated to the case, the afternoon of January 18, 2024. Okay. Before defense counsel had the opportunity to file a similar trial rule 53.1 request for the court's delay in ruling on that motion. None of the exceptions set out in the Indiana Trial Rule 53.1b are applicable. Defense counsel is requesting the clerk of court, pursuant to Indiana Rule of Procedure 53.1e, to enter the date and time of the filing in the clerk's book, record the filing in chronological case summary under the cause, and promptly forward the PRAECIPE and a copy of the CCS to Executive Director of the Division of State Court Administration. Indiana Trial Rule 53.1E2 states, quote, "If the CAO determines that a ruling or a decision has been delayed beyond the limitations set forth under Trial Rule 53.1 or 53.2, the CAO shall give written notice to the judge of the cause, the clerk of the trial court, and the clerk of the Supreme Court of Indiana that the submission of the case has been, or cause, it should say, has been withdrawn from the judge. The withdrawal is effective as of the time of the filing of the PRAECIPE. The clerk of court shall record this determination in the chronological case summary under the cause and provide notice to all parties in the case. The CAO shall submit the case to the Supreme Court of Indiana for appointment of a special judge or other such action deemed appropriate by the Supreme Court." Now, what does this mean? Something has been set in motion today. Okay, because this judge is so belligerent and not in compliance with trial rules of Indiana that the Supreme Court is having to rule on these issues and having to set her straight. Okay, so that's what's going to happen. Remember, she was 4 times the amount of time, the 30 days, for the first Frank's motion. She is 3 times over the time limit for the third Frank's motion, and she is 2 times over the time limit for the fourth Frank's motions. Why is she refusing to act upon any of the Franks, keeping in mind that each subsequent Franks has incorporated each prior Franks and the entire supplemental Franks memorandum into each subsequent Franks? So that means that September 18th, 2023, Frank's motion and memorandum is incorporated into both of these that are being addressed today, Franks 3 and Franks 4. That Frank's memorandum is not dead, contrary to popular belief. Odinism is not dead in this case, contrary to popular opinion of the scumbag YouTubers covering this case. Brad Holder, Patrick Westphal, Elvis Fields, and others, okay, it's not a done deal. Todd Click, Greg Ferenczi, rest in peace. Okay, it's not a done deal. All of that is still alive and well in this third and fourth Frank's motion, both of them, which are both 3 times over the limit for her action and 2 times over the limit. Okay, today this has been set into motion in order to get the ball rolling on this entire Frank's scenario. Okay, there leaves little choice according to these Indiana trial rules. Perhaps we should read them again just to rub the salt into the wound a little deeper. But remember, I will quote from Indiana Trial Rule 53.1. In the event a court fails for 30 days to set a motion for hearing or fails to rule on a motion within 30 days after it was heard, or 30 days after it was filed, if no hearing was required, upon application by an interested party, with which this is, okay, this right here, that's what this is, the submission of the cause may be withdrawn from the trial judge, in other words, forget it, Gull, and transferred to the Supreme Court for appointment of a special judge. That's what this is. Okay, forget it, Gull. Let's have the Supreme Court decide. Okay, if the CAO determines that a ruling or decision has been delayed beyond the limitation set forth under Trial Rule 53.1 or 53.2, which obviously has happened, the CAO, which is the boy, I got lost here. Okay. The court administration, okay, that a ruling decision has been delayed beyond the limitation set forth, okay, which it has, the CAO shall give written notice to the judge. So now it's up to the CAO to send the written notice to the judge, to the clerk of the Supreme Court, and to all parties in the case that the withdrawal is effective immediately as of today, and the determination shall go to the Supreme Court for appointment of a special judge or other such action as deemed appropriate. Okay. Wherefore, the petitioner by counsel pursuant to Indiana Trial Rule 53.1 respectfully files his PRAECIPE for determination whether a ruling has been delayed beyond the time limitation set forth under Trial Rule 53.1 and requests the clerk of court to enter the date and time of the filing in the clerk's PRAECIPE book, record the filing in the chronological case summary under the cause, and promptly forward the PRAECIPE and a copy of the CCS to executive director of the state court administration, who will be looking at this, to select a special judge and for all other just and proper relief in the premises. Okay, does this sound like games to you? Okay. Do these sound like games to you? If there are any games going on, doesn't it sound like it is the court who is playing the games? Because it certainly does to me. If you look at the rules and at the sequence of events, it appears that it is indeed the court who is playing the games. And I would further that to say that it was also the prosecutor who was playing the games in the attempt to have the defense attorneys found in contempt last year, okay, due to the entire leaks of the photos situation, which still has not been solved, meaning the truth has not been told about it, okay, because all of the parties involved lied. And we know they lied, and you know they lied. And not only that, they got away with it. No one investigated properly what really happened with those leaks. Defense doesn't care anymore because It's been ruled on. It's a done deal. Okay, prosecutor doesn't care anymore. It's been ruled on. It's a done deal. Court doesn't care anymore. It's a done deal. But guess what? All of you out there should care because it actually happened. It was intentional. It was used to try to find Baldwin and Rozzi in contempt of court, throw them off the case. Okay, it took the Supreme Court to deal with the situation and stop the games. Okay, Gull knew that she could not find them in contempt once the Supreme Court fixed that particular attempt at games. She knew she could not find them in contempt because there was skullduggery going on with YouTubers and with the prosecutor. And you know it, and I know it, and those YouTubers know it. That's why we get attacked here. Okay. Judge Gull did not rule against Baldwin and Rozzi strictly for the purpose of the 2 pounds. Okay. You want to know the truth? It was all about the testimony of Skip Jansen that kept Gull from the defense. Okay, so thank you, Skip. Thank you, Gull, for having self-preservation to know that you couldn't try that one. Because what Skip said was devastating and showed something that you didn't want questioned. Okay, now about this. This is in the record now. Not only this sets a ball in motion. So we have action being taken. These are not games. Okay, the games in this case are coming from the prosecution, the judge, and the YouTubers supporting them. Guaranteed. Now, let's check this out. Kayla, what's up, Kayla? Hello, I didn't get a notification. Hello, fellow crime solvers. All right. This will end up back in the Supreme Court. Yes, it will. Hey, Michelle. What's up, Michelle? Didn't get notifications? Sorry. You know YouTube. Violation of civil rights. Yeah, I mean, and it's also, I mean, it's this case is getting pushed back. Look, there's no way we're going to have an October, November trial with this bullshit going on constantly. Like, think to yourself, has this changed since it started? Okay, this has not changed. Since all of this started with this prosecutor and this judge, the games have not stopped. Okay, nothing has changed. They will not stop. Nothing will change. Okay, this case will not be heard in October, November, no matter what. Okay, because there's games, and the games push everything back. I agree, Bobby. If the CAO doesn't send this back to Supreme Court, I expect to see another original action filed. So the CAO decides if Gull is out according to trial rules, and the Supreme Court appoints a new judge. The decision is up to CAO. I don't know. I think the CAO will decide to notify the Supreme Court clerk and Gull that they will recommend it to a certain direction. We should have an attorney come in the chat and chime in. Yet again, they will have to possibly remove for unsatisfactory due process under Indiana judiciary conduct. Withdrawal is immediate. Yeah, I mean, the withdrawal of the Franks. So what this is saying now is that the third and fourth Franks motions, which also include all of the Franks motions and the Franks memorandum, the entire Franks everything has now been withdrawn from Gull and requested to the CAO to be sent to Supreme Court or appoint a special judge. That's what it means. All right. Okay, what's up? If the defense didn't do this stuff, they'd be in trouble for not providing a zealous defense. Yeah, it's not games. It's actually legitimate defense. So for this, I applaud them. As you know, there are things that I do criticize about the defense, especially in regards to not looking at other individuals who I believe should be looked at and other evidence that should be looked at. I'm not too confident in Brad Holder, to be completely honest with you. I highly doubt at this point in time the involvement of Brad Holder in any way directly. But some of the others, especially Elvis Fields, I do have high suspicions of because please don't forget that Elvis Fields actually knew the crime scene. and other aspects like the jacket and all this other stuff and the statements to the sisters. I mean, there's things about Elvis Fields that are just flabbergasting. Okay, let's not forget that. There's also the situation with Westfall and Holder where there's some disagreement about moving on from animal sacrifice at a Deer Creek. Okay, it sounds like Judge Go is not following the laws of judicial conduct, which is again a violation of constitutional rights of Allen. And because Baldwin and Rozzi filed it, she has rejected laws. Well, you know what they're doing? They're setting up for an awesome habeas case. Speaking of Michael Alsbrook, a wonderful attorney, they're setting up. I mean, we're setting up for appeals and habeas. What's up, Pam? So anyway, that's my commentary on the filing today. It's looking bad. I mean, you guys know this is looking bad. It's looking like games. And Gall, you need to allow a pool camera in that goddamn courtroom. The whole excuse that the people with cameras don't know how to behave themselves and that whole thing don't fly. Okay? With the consternation in the community regarding this case, you need to allow some transparency into this entire thing because so far it's been despicable. And the way to do that is you get a pool camera set up by a professional. You can even have an appointee of the court do it to have a camera pool, one camera in there, which you control and which is controlled so that nothing ever goes wrong. And you allow all the companies to feed off of that single camera. And you allow that camera to be on 100% of the trial. That's the way you deal with it. Okay. All right. He lived 2 hours away and knew Abby's name. Truth is, yeah, and he also knew that she was a little troublemaker, remember? And you guys got to remember what I said to you, and I even showed it on a community post a year ago, that the girl with horns in mythology means troublemaker or wild woman, okay? Don't forget it. You forget too easily. I understand that the community page is chock full of material, and to go back a year and a half, it's extremely difficult. But I feel like once I put it there, you can download it, whatever, screenshot it, however you want to term it, so you don't have to go back. But when I put something there, it's not like I haven't displayed it. Truth is, I believe Allen is innocent. Well, that's your right. He's technically innocent according to the eye of the law. But even if you believe he is guilty, which he could be factually guilty according to being involved in some way, but he is not proven guilty. Not one single American, that includes each and every one of us, and all of you overseas, should be in support of Americans, should be okay with the bullshit the state and judge are doing. Exactly, Tammy. That's the bottom line. Like, no matter how you feel on the potential guilt or innocence of one, Mr. Richard Allen, no matter how you feel about his potential for guilt, and understand, the state has not showed anything to the public that is absolute convincing of guilt, okay? The state has alleged certain tiny pieces of circumstantial evidence that may point towards some involvement, but again, understanding that this is not trial, this is not decided in the court of public opinion. However, most people's opinion is that the state has not proven beyond a reasonable doubt with totally overwhelming evidence in any way Allen's guilt. Not only that, every single attorney who's looked at his discovery swears that he is factually innocent. Now, do I necessarily believe them? Well, not really, because that's their job. But it's not always the case. Remember, Lobrato stated that he doesn't always say that his clients are completely innocent. But he did say it about Allen, and not only that, he said it was a murder of one girl, sacrifice of another. That's his opinion. He looked shook, didn't he? And he looked afraid of individuals, the like of which are named in the Frank's memorandum, which in my opinion, was the cause of the devastating photo leaks in September of 2023. It's a setup, guys. All right. Scion will get this back on violations by prosecution. Elvis Fields was a break in the case. He is a major one. And they don't want Fields questioned at all, even after admissions that prove he was there. I hear there's already cameras in that courtroom, but she won't allow it to stream. Heck, she'd stick her bubble gum on the lens to stop us from seeing it. That's the problem. And like I said, my public statement to Francis Gull is that it would be a good look to turn those cameras on. No excuses. What's up, Rebecca? What's up, Rebecca? Okay. Rebecca, 1965. They would have to turn over everything they have to the defense. They do believe he's innocent. Yeah, they believe he's innocent. I don't know. I don't know. Tammy, French, and Kayla, what's up? Bobby, Digital, you being all nice to all my people. Just another, coincidentally, in a case chock full of coincidences, just another individual with ties to Packers. Remember, we got ties to Packers, we got ties to Subaru. It's a major coincidence with so many individuals who have been implicated in these crimes for in the 7 years that have gone by. We got Packers and Subaru. What's up, Four Pits? All right, guys. So look, hey, the link is up. Now, for the rest of the show, the door is open for call-ins. If you don't want to hit the link, you want a phone number, put in the chat that I need a phone number because I can't do the link. But either way, I want to do call-ins tonight. This is an open invitation. It's an open invitation to not be attacked, to not be kicked in the balls, but to discuss. Okay. So no matter what, if you feel Richard Allen is guilty and he needs to die tomorrow, you're welcome. You feel he's innocent and he needs to be released tomorrow, you're welcome to call. If you think Prof is a POS, you're welcome to call. If you think Prof is the greatest, you're welcome to call. We have no prejudice here. I am ending this series in a few more shows. So I want to give you, the community, an opportunity to call in and share your thoughts. We may do like a 5 or 10 minute time limit. If we have people who are, if we start having enough people interested in discussing that we have to cut people short, we may do a little time limit. But for now, the floor is open. And I'd be glad to have anyone who'd like to come, except those who threaten to kill me. You're not getting in. Don't even try it. And that's so. Please give me a second to cough. All right, so let's see what we got here. All right, so I pinned the link there. Okay. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. This here for the record now. We have here for the record another filing for the record, and not only that, a ball is has been set in motion now. Series of events have been set in motion because it appears that this judge, just like the YouTubers, they want to ignore this Franks. This Franks, okay, remember, this Franks set off a nuclear bomb on the Delphi case. Remember, Franks was filed, leaks. Simultaneously, the attacks on Meow. There's no coincidence there. There's no coincidence. Think about what Meow was focused on at the time that she came under attack, which happened the day after the Franks dropped. Seems pretty relevant, doesn't it? I mean, she was discussing the same type of thing, which is the Vinlanders, Sons of Odin, and all the other groups, the Nazi skinhead bastards. What's up, Scott? Welcome in, Scott. So, yeah, just the judge, I mean, she wants to ignore and pretend that the Franks do not exist. She wants to pretend that nothing in those filings exists, that they were never filed, that the memorandum still is not hanging over the court's head. This entire Franks, all four of the Franks, plus the memorandum, is a huge cloud hanging over the court's head. And that court wants to ignore that extreme storm that's brewing. And that's bad, because when these thunderheads are building, you know, the more they build and the higher those clouds rise, the more power and the more devastating flood of energy is going to pour down from those clouds. And this court has allowed the storm to build, and it's reached a boiling point. At any moment now, the lightning bolts, the thunderclaps will break, and the deluge will begin, and the hailstones will fall. All hell is going to break loose, and you can't ignore this Frank situation for much longer. It has to be addressed. And if, in my opinion, there should be another Frank's motion, okay, in which others are named. And hey, Baldwin and Rozzy, call me. All right. It's reached mistrial status. Yes, it has. Yes, it has. I mean, we're getting there. And if not mistrial, we're getting to appeal victory status. This is bad. It's bad. That's the thing. If you really want justice for Abby and Libby, don't you want a perfect trial with a vigorous defense, a vigorous prosecutor, and a fair judge, and a perfect trial, so that whatever transpires comes out at the end of it is truth? I don't think you get that. Not with this case. It ain't gonna happen. This whole case is bullshit. I mean, my personal opinion, this case is a shit show miles beyond the Karen Reed shit show. And Karen Reed was a shit show. Okay, Karen Reed was a shit show. I mean, remember with Karen Reed's case, you had Celebrite data extractions, which are the primary forensic data program that is used in our modern day, where everyone has a fucking cell phone, okay? And where law enforcement, every single day, law enforcement has to take a cell phone, okay, all in every town, in every police department, in every state police department, in the FBI, every fucking law enforcement, every detective, every day has to get cell phones, extract the Celebrite, using Celebrite, extract the data, okay, You are telling me that there's any question whatsoever about the interpretation of that data? Are you fucking kidding me? This is a science. Every single day, thousands of devices and accounts are forensically examined for law enforcement purposes. And you mean to tell me that there was some kind of consternation on the point or on the part of the parties in the Karen Reed case about what was actually on the phones? You gotta be kidding me. At least they put the evidence in a solo cup. Carroll County didn't even collect the evidence. It's true. It's true. It's true, digital. That's an amazing joke. It's an amazing joke, and it's a sad joke. That's a sad joke. I mean, we have evidence collections bags. You know, this is the 2024s. We have nitrile gloves. We have masks. We have full body suits so that nothing is contaminated and the person is not poisoned. And we have evidence collection bags, and we have digital photography, and we have all kind of training and all kind of ways and state of the art law enforcement 2024, not 1924, not 1824, 2024. Need I say more? Scott, amazing point you're making here. You are certainly a freedom lover, a Constitution lover, and a stand-up guy. The defendant's right to a fair trial exceeds Gull's desire to be Queen of Indiana. Her days of jurisprudence are numbered. Yeah, wouldn't it be great to see her disciplined in some way for this kind of? I mean, how are you going to ignore 3 and 4 times, 2, 3, and 4 times over the legal or the trial rule limit of your state? Okay, we went back for branches a week later. All right. All right, guys, you guys please call in. I mean, the link is there. Anyone has an opinion? Anyone who has questions? And how else? How else did I put it? If you want to air your grievances, okay, because I'm not giving many opportunities for airing of grievances. But remember, in Seinfeld, on what was it called? Festivus. Okay, it's a Festivus. We have the airing of. I can't even say it with a straight face. It's our Festivus. It's the Prof's Festivus. We are airing of grievances is welcome and allowed and celebrated. It's the Festivus for the rest of us. All right. Let's see if I can pull this up. Let's see. Yeah, it's a damn fly. You ready for this? Let's see. Let's see if I'll pull it up without getting a copyright strike. All right, hold on.
The tradition of Festivus begins with the airing of grievances. I got a lot of problems with you people. Now, you're going to hear about it. You, Kruger, my son tells me your company stinks.
Oh, God.
Boy, you'll get yours in a minute. Kruger, you couldn't smooth a silk sheet if you had a hot date with a babe. I lost my train of thought. What the fuck is wrong?
Oh, sorry. Autoplay. Oh, man. Airing of grievances. Kruger. I like Kroger. I mean, speaking of Kruger, I like Kroger. It's my favorite shopping experience is hitting up the Kroger for my favorite materials to consume. So I'm a Kroger lover, but Kruger not so much. All right, so yeah, I'll give it about 5 more minutes, and we'll shut it on down. We'll shut it on down. That's how we'll do it. I like to provide the opportunity. Like I said, we're a mere 3 shows away from the end of Let's Talk Delphi, and I want to give the community a time for some heartfelt conversation, either way, and some airing of grievances. People normally complain when their dissatisfaction reaches some sort of critical threshold. Telling others of your complaints is seen as a possible means to reduce the problem. And it can serve as a cathartic method to cleanse people of the evils of dissatisfaction. With Festivus, you are encouraged to complain in the airing of grievances, essentially ferreting out your bad feelings in an orgasm of griping. Frank Costanza is correct in his assertion that you should air grievances with your family. After all, who is more worthy of your gripes than those who you are closest to? However, we immediately notice when Frank does actually air a grievance, he doesn't direct it towards family. Instead, he complains about a visitor to the party, George's boss, Mr. Kruger. Keep in mind, the version of airing of grievances depicted in Seinfeld is fictitious. Can a person really get away with telling their friends and family all the ways they've disappointed them in the past year? Probably not. There would likely be hurt feelings and repercussions. It can be fun to gag to consider such an action. I mean, it can be a fun gag to consider such an action, but you must tread lightly if you want to put it into practice. With this in mind, try to keep your grievances lighthearted. After all, it's Festivus, not an intervention. Okay. If your family and friends are shy and reserved types, keep the airing of grievances short, or possibly include a rule that the only personal grievance that can be aired must be directed to those who do not attend the gathering. Oh, that's bad. Don't forget to include guests to your list of people you may have grievances about. Newcomers, especially if you have a boss of a company that really stinks. If you are shy, anonymously write your grievances on a sticky note. Okay? You can always put the phone number of the off-track betting place or the local bagel shop on the sticky note just to throw people off. If you have to, write your grievances out on note cards, just in case you lose your train of thought. All right. So that's some tips for the airing of grievances. And my tips are just air your grievances, but be nice. Okay, let's see. When Rick waived his speedy trial demand, Baldwin and Rozzi were on a mission to get rid of Gull by her own incompetence. She's made this a certainty. She's a disaster. Well, that's an interesting point there. That's an interesting point. I don't know. I agree. I agree with the first part. The second part, is it a certainty? I don't know. She's a disaster. I agree. I think it looks really bad. And that's one thing I have to say. There's a big difference with the Karen Reed case. I actually think that the judge in the Karen Reed case did an excellent job for the most part. I understand that it's easy to criticize anyone in such a position of authority, but all things considered, she did a great job. She did a great job. Now, Gull, on the other hand, it's night and day. It's night and day. She has all the appearances of being partial, of displaying prejudice, of possibly even incompetency. I mean, it's looking bad. I think the outward appearance that Gull has conveyed is extremely negative for a judge, especially in such a I don't know. It's a high profile case that people have intense feelings about, and she gives all the wrong perceptions off. And remember, when we were reading the Indiana trial rule, it says that the judge has to avoid the appearance of any type of partiality, etc. And this woman, in my opinion, she's not doing it properly. With things like, let's take an example. Okay, let's see if I can actually pull it up, because you guys might like this. Let's see. I want you to hear this. This is the contempt finding. Okay, remember this. Let me read it for you, because this was, I think, okay, personal opinion, extremely unprofessional. While you guys get the gumption or the gall to hit the StreamYard link, which I wish someone would, let's read this, because this displays it's a perfect example of what I'm talking about. So not only the delays, not only all the attitude and the facial expressions. Remember, I have people that sit in the court, and they describe to me in great detail the facial expressions and all the micro expressions of all the court staff and the judge as well. So not only the delays, the attitude, the words, the expressions, the attempt to throw them off the case in the first place unjustly, which was proven by the Supreme Court's action in the case. So who's going to gaslight us and say that, no, Prop, that's not true? It was she was justified in that action. Oh, if she was so justified, why did the Supreme Court reinstate Baldwin and Rozzi? She was so justified in throwing them off. Okay, she showed every type of prejudice there is so far, and including today's filing as an example of choosing to ignore the extreme storm that's building above her, called the Franks. Okay, but listen to the attitude in this order regarding the contempt of Baldwin and Rozzi. And remember, this was after the Supreme Court had already reinstated these guys. And like I said, it was solely due to Skip Jansen and the devastating things that he had displayed that she knew she couldn't. So she was mad. Okay, she had an attitude. And as you hear this, you're going to hear that attitude come through very strongly. And it for me, it crosses the line towards unprofessionalism. Okay, the court this is May 1st. The court, having had this matter under advisement following a hearing conducted on March 18th, 2024, remember, we went over that entire day. Okay, I read you both transcripts from March 18th. Okay, I read them in entirety to you. We covered the entire March 18 scenario. And if you're ever bored, remember, we're going to have a lot of downtime in the next couple weeks. If you're bored, just look on the channel for the March 18th transcripts that I read. The two shows or three, the few shows in which I covered the March 18th contempt hearing and the other stuff on March 18th. Go back and watch that stuff, and you'll be surprised, because we so quickly we ignore content that has already been produced. But I urge you all to go back and watch the content from regarding the coverage of the March 18th. Okay, on my channel, we went over both halves of the day, both transcripts, and they're bad. They're bad. Okay, I got sidetracked. And having reviewed the evidence admitted at the hearing, the court did not review any evidence that was offered but not admitted. Okay, so she's saying, if it wasn't admitted, which there was a lot that wasn't, including poor Julie Melvin's material, but there was a lot of shit she chose to ignore because she didn't admit. Okay, but this particular stuff, the arguments of counsel, the evidence that was admitted, and the briefs and memorandums submitted by counsel now finds that the state proved by a preponderance of evidence. Notice how she put that first. Okay, she's putting it first because she's trying her best to slander these guys. That the defense counsel was sloppy, negligent, and incompetent in their handling of discovery materials. That's pretty damn, that's strong language. Sloppy, negligent, and incompetent. Counsel failed to properly secure evidence and discovery material in this matter. Counsel negligently allowed the discovery outline to be sent to an individual unrelated to this matter, Brandon Woodhouse, who then disseminated that information to the public. Yeah, and it was a nothing burger. Remember, that was the discovery outline, and it was a fucking nothing burger. And not only that, it was a mistake. It was a genuine, honest mistake. It was no conspiracy to give it to Brandon Woodhouse. Okay, so that right there, it wasn't even negligence. It was a mistake. It was a simple mistake. Happens all the time. Counsel further allowed their discovery materials to be compromised by Westerman, yes, which we still don't know the details of, okay, which is set for a trial, which we may learn details from, but we still don't know the details of Westerman. Not only that, we know that the story told about the leaks by all the YouTubers and the involved parties and the investigation of the leaks by Holman was not reality. Okay, how do we know that? Because we know that Holman never talked to Tyler Carpenter. Holman never discussed why there were two sets of different photos. There were 9 photos. Okay, so there are 4 photos and 4 and 5. So there's 4 and 5. So what happened with that? Because if there's only like a few photos in the leak, quote unquote, that all the YouTubers were involved in, how is it that we hear that there are actually 9 photos, according to certain individuals who I will not name here? Tells me that these leaks, it's all lied about. The whole crime scene photos leaks, it's all lied about. It's all lied. Every single person who were in the center of that lied. You still don't know the truth about it. The court doesn't know the truth about it. Jerry Holman doesn't know the truth about it. Why? Because everyone lied. Jerry Holman didn't even investigate Tyler Carpenter to discover where he obtained, if he did. There was no forensic examination. Okay. You took people at their word about these photo leaks, but then you blamed it all on Baldwin and Razi. That's what we're reading here. And you're thinking you're trying to put it all onto Westerman. Well, how on earth is it all on Westerman when there were 9 photos and all we saw were 4? Something stinks. So the belief, according to this court, is that Westerman in turn provided the information to Fortson and Cohen. Well, that's a stretch, right? That's believing a lot of shit, because you didn't go and forensically track all that back. Not only that, you didn't even go and speak to Tyler Carpenter and figure out Tyler. So it's lies and obfuscation and bullshit, and there's 9 photos, but we only got 4. We got a dead man, who we just named here, Robert Fortson, Robert Kyle Fortson. We got a dead man involved in a situation, and law enforcement didn't even see fit to properly, forensically investigate this entire situation. You took assholes' words who were involved in it. It makes no sense whatsoever. So let's say anybody commits a crime out there, and digital devices are involved. You're just going to go ask them what they did. Hey, yeah, did you steal money from this bank through this and send over the Bitcoin and did you use Venmo? Okay. Oh, you did? You sent it that way? Okay, I see. Good. Okay, thanks for telling me the truth. You're off the hook. You're totally off the hook. We're good now. I'll go back to the judge and let her know that's what you said, and it's all cool now. We're cool. Okay, you're good. No, don't worry about it. You're cool. No, we won't even have you on the stand. It's cool. It's fine. A man lost his life. Rest in peace, Kyle Fortson. He left a child and a wife behind. Counsel has described Westerman both as a criminal and a valued consultant and confidant. Despite this court's findings of sloppiness, negligence, and incompetence, again, immature, unprofessional. The state is required to prove. See, here's that entire paragraph could have been left out. She could have started it here. The state is required to prove that counsel's conduct was willful and intentional beyond a reasonable doubt for the court to find counsel in contempt. As the state has not met that burden, the court declines to find them in contempt of court for violating protective order issued February 17, 2023 regarding discovery. That's all she had to say. So that entire first half of it, of this order. So this order is this big, okay? See, it's this big. Oh shit, where is it? It's this big. This entire first half here, unnecessary and slanderous, solely for the purposes of using the words sloppy, negligent, and incompetent. Okay, that's an attempt to slander these attorneys. The state also has alleged that the defense counsel violated the gag order issued by the court on December 2nd, 2022. Defense counsel issued a press release on December 1st, 2022. Isn't that what they alleged? The whole argument that Baldwin and Razi put across is, hey, we did this on December 1st, and on December 2nd, you issued the gag order. So how in the fuck are we in violation of it when it was the next day that you issued the order? That was a factual and an excellent argument. I mean, it's logical, isn't it? Because don't we understand what timelines are? Defense counsel issued a press release on December 1st, 2022. The release contains statements that are potentially violative of the rules of professional conduct. Again, you didn't have to say that. That's another attempt to slander. As defense counsel's counsel correctly argues in his post-hearing brief, the gag order was not yet issued. Yes, that was Hennessy who excellently argued the bottom line, which was that it was the day before. As such, the court declines to find counsel in contempt of court. So who's playing the games? Doesn't it seem like Slick Nick McClellan is playing the games here? It sure does seem like to me, because he tried to make December 1st, December 2nd. Like, why would you even argue that? As such, the court declines to find counsel in contempt of court as no order was in place. To the extent that the press release violated the rules of professional responsibility, the trial court has no jurisdiction to enforce these rules. So why are you bringing it up? Why are you dead set on mentioning it in this order? Because it slanders him. As required by the rules of professional responsibility, the trial court will therefore send a copy of the order and press release to the Office of Judicial and Attorney Regulation. Executive Director Adrian Meering for that office to enforce the rules or determine counsel's ethical misconduct. Yeah, you didn't even have to state that in this. All you had to do was do it. So this is what I mean by her attempt, okay, in this order here. It's twice as long as it needs to be, because in half of the order, all she does is try to lambaste or disparage the defense by using words like negligent, sloppy, incompetent, in violation of professional responsibility, ethical misconduct, all that type of language. That was her attempt to just hit them. That's where she's being extremely biased, or she has the appearance of that she's giving off the appearance of being partial. And sorry. That's a little friend of mine. All right. Anyway, that was the order of May 1st regarding the contempt, finding of contempt or not. And obviously, this has been twice now, okay? Twice that there was an attempt to kick these attorneys in the nuts and have them thrown off the case, potentially, or jailed for being contemptuous. And they were not and have not been. And so tell me who's playing the games, YouTubers. Since you're so smart, okay, since you're so smart, who is playing games in this court? Okay. Good night, Frenchie. I see Frenchie's leaving. 10 p.m. Mountain Time. Must leave. Office closing. Good night and bless. And stay awesome. Thank you, French. Good night to you, sir. One of the most loyal viewers of the channel, Mr. French himself, fellow Coloradian and an awesome guy, if I do say so myself, Mr. French. Don't worry, Mr. French, we will not forget about Jerome Weiss, Pat Brown, and the entire crew. I know that's always on your mind, French. We ain't forgetting about Pat Brown. Anyhow, let's get back to business. So you guys are supposed to be taking the opportunity to call in as a community, and it's highly disappointing. No one is up for it. But what they will do, okay, people will threaten to kill me, send me nasty messages, and go on their channels and talk about me for 3 hours without saying the prof. They'll say that guy or he or them. But you know, it's very interesting to have entire chats obsessed with you and YouTubers who can't stop talking about you. It's an interesting phenomenon. and makes you wonder what you did to live in their minds to the extent that you do. All right. Let's see. It appears that I have another text message. I did not silence my devices. All right. All right. Well, listen, everyone is welcome here to call. Don't be afraid to talk. Uh, I know that I am usually aggressive. I am usually hyped up from my coffee intake. Fortunately, I'm not a drunk, so I'm not ever shit-faced drunk on here like most of these guys who threaten to kill. But um, but I do drink coffee several times a day, so I'm always caffeinated and a little on the assertive side. But I'm working on that. I'm working on that. I'm not that bothered any way or the other, one way or the other. But I would love to have anyone on who would like to introduce yourselves to the community. I think it'd be awesome for you guys to come on and let the community get to know you. Um, I think it'd be awesome for the chat to get to know their fellow chat members intimately. So it's an open invitation. I would just love to have whoever'd like to join. Welcome in is a God thing says, hello all, I am on a break watching for a few. We'll catch the replay later. Well, thank you. Please catch it. Okay. Noe, don't, all right. Excuse me. A lot of coughing. I got a little allergies though. We're having extreme heat, which is interesting. But I have a buddy in Houston. Actually, two. I have two buddies in Houston. One is a physician. And luckily, being a physician, uh, he's financially well established. So he's already set up with a built-in in-home generator and the whole 9 yards and water, and so he's doing just fine. But I have another buddy who's not, and poor guy. I tell you what, he's been suffering for days, and things got so bad that that he just decided he had to go. So he went on to San Antonio. He's in San Antonio now, doing much better with power and showers and AC. So yeah, Houston's having an extreme problem right now, but I'm glad that my buddy who's stuck there with his family, I'm glad they're doing okay because they're well established, and I'm glad that my other buddy was able to find a place in San Antonio to rent or Airbnb or whatever they're doing, a hotel, so that he could get out of town and get to air conditioning and showers and all that stuff. So God bless both my buddies and all the people in Houston. It's a horrible situation they got going there, and I can relate. I can relate. I've been through many hurricanes in my life and terrible times, and being without power and with flooding and all the stuff. It what's the word I'm looking for? It compounds. The troubles compound, and it makes situations difficult. So I don't know. Good luck to everyone in Houston. Hopefully, you get your shit back on track, and life becomes a little more easy for you in the next several days. it's just a reminder to all of us that anything can happen at any time. I'll put it that way. Anything can happen at any time, so it's best to be prepared. I suggest having a lot of extra food and water and all the good stuff. Okay, all the good stuff, so that worst case scenario happens, you can sustain yourself for a period of time and also defend yourself. So you guys take care of yourselves out there, because you never know when the hurricane, tornado, flood, earthquake, fires, anything like that can happen to you, and you'll need to be set up so that it's a little easier to make it through. Yeah, I hope the hurricanes are. I hope everyone is able to get through the season best they can. But I know they're predicting a bad season this year, and you got to think how early this season has started. So I'm a little apprehensive about the hurricanes and the weather in general this year. Like I said, we're having extreme heat wave, which is a rarity. It's a rarity. So extreme heat wave here is it's almost unbearable because the houses are not set up to be cooled so efficiently. So it's hard to keep the houses cool here. But we'll make it through. We'll make it through. That's why it's so late tonight, because honestly, it was just too hot in this room early in the day when the sun was beaming in here for me to do a daytime show. I wanted to do it earlier today, but it was so warm. I said, oh no, I got to wait till the sun goes down. So that's why we're late tonight. Anyhow, no one's taking advantage of the community call-in show, so we will not do another one, I guess. And this will be this is the fourth to last Let's Talk Delphi. So we'll be moving on to some good things to talk about. Look, thank you so much, Dennis. And I know it's rather late. All you guys got to hit the hay. So everyone who is getting out of here, thank you so much for joining and for checking us out. And get some good rest. Tomorrow is Friday. We have our TGIF. Foxy Lady, hello. Hello to you. What's up, Foxy Lady? Well, I've never had such a failure at a call-in show as tonight. Let's just, boy, extreme failure here. Damned if you do, damned if you don't. Well, here's something. Today I uploaded onto the backup channel the video that I called, what did I call it? The mythical earrings. So let's see. I'll talk about it. Tina Rodell and the mythical earrings is a video I uploaded. This is a video from maybe a month ago. Okay. So if you look back on the channel, on this channel, you'll see that, let's see, that video was posted, let me see, June 24th. All right, not quite a month ago. But some weeks ago, I uploaded the video, Tina Rodell and the Mythical Earrings, or Delphi, the Mythical Earrings for short. In that video, I have two things going. Well, three things, okay? And it's very important, and I'm surprised more people have not paid attention to that video, because in that video, you see the exact earrings that have been spoken about for years as being the earrings that Megan Allen brought back from the trails from the 13th, when she was allegedly beaten and assaulted and allegedly stabbed a girl as part of an initiation to the Sons of Odin. Now, does any of that sound familiar to you? Do you think that's extremely coincidental that there was a Garrett in the car and a Keegan and a Tyler? Garrett, Keegan, and Tyler? Okay. And Megan? And they're out at the trails cooking meth on the 13th. And Megan stabs a girl to see what it felt like as part of an initiation. She got gang sexually assaulted. I don't want to say the R word. When she returned with a pair of earrings that were not hers. Those earrings are being held in safekeeping. And I was blessed with photos of those earrings. And so in that video, you will see photos of the earrings. You will see various text messages and social media posts from Tina Rodell about some things about this whole situation, including the fact that this group of guys picked up her daughter. Her daughter went out to the trails at the bridge. Yes, the Mona and High Bridge, that exact spot. They were cooking meth. She stabbed someone. She got raped, sexually assaulted. She came back, couldn't walk right for weeks. She then got sold to some guy out of state. That's called human trafficking. So, there in that one story, you got the meth, you got the knife into young girls, you got Garrett Kurtz, Keegan Cowley, Tyler Joe French, maybe something about Jeff Reagan in there, some other thing, some Odin mentioned. You got all of those ingredients. Doesn't that sound extremely familiar to you? Okay, we know those earrings could be, here's my opinion. Did any of the girls have pierced ears? I recall the earrings early on being mentioned, but Anna did claim that Abby didn't have pierced ears. Blah, 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 blah. Look, here's the thing. Anna and Carrie don't tell the truth. Sorry. Okay. Now, could anyone identify who those earrings belong to? Yes, certainly someone could. Whoever they belong to knows who they belong to. Do they belong to Tyler? Did they belong to Abby? Who did those earrings belong to that Megan returned from the stabbing, meth cooking, gang sexual assault incident at the bridge on the 13th? Why is no one looking at that situation? If the feds want the earrings, send me a message. I mean, why won't Megan say who the earrings are for? Can we find any photos of any? Sorry. Can we find any photos of anyone mentioned in this scenario wearing those earrings? Do you see a photo with Abby wearing those earrings? Libby wearing those earrings? Tyler Joe French wearing those earrings? Elijah Cook wearing those earrings? Megan Allen wearing those earrings? Do we have photos of anyone wearing those earrings? You've got photos of the earrings now. So, anyhow, I believe it's a very important video. I know it goes by fast. There's a lot of info. Put it on half speed or just pause it, screenshot. I tried to keep it as brief as possible so it flies by, but read all the messages. Look at the earrings, okay? On top of all of that, okay? On top of all of that, I have Julie Melvin describing to you specifically her experience looking at Tina Rodell's phone, in which the messages from Megan Allen occur at the AM time frame. The 2 a.m. time frame. Anyhow, to be discussed further at a later time. Well, I'd like to thank everyone for joining tonight. It was good to see everyone in the chat. Let's talk Delphi, number 97. Yes, that's what we are. You can't ever be sure that people from the general area are telling the truth. There are a few exceptions, but damn. Yeah, I know. I mean, everyone lies around this case, including 90% of the YouTubers. And 90% of them are from the county. But you think you know the Delphi murders. Good luck with that. Good luck with that. Good luck believing those locals. Anyhow, peace out, you guys. I'm giving up. It was good to see you all. Good night. Gosh. What will tomorrow bring? All right. I love you all, and I love myself, and I love my baby, and I love this dog. I love my life, and that's something that none of you can change. And I hope that you love your life. And hug your kids, hug your wife, love yourselves. It'll make the world a better place. Okay.
My energy is contagious. All the pain, I can't take it. I'm staying grounded and graceful, cause I know everything that I've been through only made me count my blessings daily. Yeah, they been acting shady, but I don't take it personal. The memories fading, I'm enjoying the moment. I've been smelling the roses, taking time to reflect, stepping back, the truth unfolding, staying low, got nothing to prove, cause I'm about to blow. I've been in the booth, speaking to my soul. You know that I'm true, either way it go, either way it goes. I cannot turn cold, staying on the low. I've been protecting my soul.
If your intentions are not pure, I can't let you get too close, cause I'm vibrating high. Ain't got time for your ego, these niggas quit to turn me back. Acting like the amigos, they never cared in the shows. Wasn't with you at your lows, assuming that you gonna fold. But baby, I've been growing ever since I let you go. And I've been doing better, and I know that hurts to know. Hurts to know. Only good vibes around me, and that's for sure.
Only need good vibes, good vibes, good vibes, good vibes. Only need good vibes, good vibes, good vibes, good vibes. Only need good vibes. Can't I? Only need good vibes, good vibes, good vibes, good vibes. You see me searching for my inner peace. I've been learning more about myself and my purpose. You've always come to the surface, was hurting, but I had to heal, releasing all the pain that I always held. Been going through some changes, I'll make it still, protecting my soul to keep